In this video, we'll share with you some easy techniques for hanging even very large wall decals. The first thing you'll want to do is clean the wall surface with a dust cloth before applying your decal. You can use a damp cloth or sponge if necessary, but make sure that the surface dries completely before applying the decal. You should take any measurements and set some level guidelines lightly with a pencil ahead of time. We also like to line up dark painter's tape with our level line that we penciled in. This is much easier to see through the transfer paper. The next step is to lay your decal down face down and peel off a little bit of the backing layer. As you can see here, we have 3 layers: the backing paper, the decal, and the transfer paper. We're going to be using the transfer paper and the decal to adhere to the wall surface as we hang it. So exposing several inches of the backing paper gives us plenty of tacky surface with the other layers to stick to the wall. Now that the prep work is done, it's time to hang our wall decal. And since we already have our level line in place, all we have to do is line up the top of the decal with the bottom of the level line. When you use the dark painter's tape like this, it's very easy to see through the transfer paper to line things up. But when you're using just a light pencil line, you might want to mark up the transfer paper just above the decal to show you where the top of it lines up. Be sure to press the decal and transfer paper firmly in place along the wall, because this is used to hold the decal in place as we roll down the backing. A good approach with large vertical decals like this is to work it in sections, smoothing out as you go and then pulling down more of the backing paper. Once all the backing paper is removed, the next step is to use a plastic squeegee or even a credit card to slowly work out any bubbles that you see. Always work from the center outward. That way you're moving any air bubbles out towards the edges where they'll be released. And as a final step, just go over the edges one last time. This will help to keep the decal in place as we pull off the transfer paper. To finish our application, all we have to do is remove the transfer paper and work out any bubbles. To remove the transfer paper, gently pull down from each corner. We found that working from the corners actually works a lot better than trying to pull down the entire width of the transfer paper. So just take your time, always using a motion where you're pulling close to the wall. You want to avoid pulling away from the wall because this may actually pull up part of the decal. We found that using kind of a rocking motion from side to side really helps where you're not pulling down the entire transfer paper. Any air bubbles that you see are very easy to remove. Just use the plastic squeegee and, again, using center outward motion, move them out to the edges where they'll be released. Now, if you have any wrinkles, you don't want to use the squeegee or a credit card, as that may just push them into place more. Instead, gently peel back part of the decal to expose where that crease is, pulling gently here so that you don't stretch the decal. Then simply push it back into place by hand, and then use a credit card or squeegee to flatten it out again. You'll find these techniques really handy, and when you're all done, everything looks great. And there you have it. A plain wall turned bright and colorful with a great wall decal from retroplanet.com.